special edition of New Voodoo Live, joined by Lee Jacobs, my partner in crime for most of these. He's our head of research analysis. And I'm very happy to welcome to this conversation somebody we brought on board when we are talking about new things, new capabilities, or newish capabilities for New Voodoo. It's Adam Perrick. He's our head media trader in the programmatic media space. Adam, what is a DSP?
You bet, Mike. So a DSP in what we're talking about is a demand side platform. Demand being the buyers, the advertisers, agencies, brands that want to buy impressions.
So basically, it's like a stock trading platform where you're accessing marketplaces and you're bidding on inventory, and you're also accessing targeting to help narrow down to specific audiences, specific stocks on a trading platform, specific audiences on a demand side platform. Is that basically it?
Yeah, it's very correct. It is high speed trading. Whenever you pull up an ad supported website, each of those slots either has it goes under a set of rules, and if that's how the ad slots get filled through the various bids, and then there's rules on the supply side, meaning the publishers, and there's rules on the demand side aspires, like you said, to combine geography, audiences, prices, and placements all together so that when it's mutually agreed upon, that's when the transaction happens, and that's how an ad shows up.
And this is basically an incomplete summary of the digital advertising marketplace. These are more the traditional online and mobile ad buckets, but at this point, you are helping us buy digital outdoor and connected TV. So it's really and games, right? It's a big, huge repository of different types of inventory that's available through a media trading platform called a DSP. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's actually remarkable. So yeah, your audio ads, your digital out of home, any connected screen is an advertising opportunity that can be reached these days. And those frontiers are being pushed all the time.
And Adam is on the buy side trying to get us the best deal. And he is guided by our research. Lee, we completed a massive consumer study about media habits in 2024, and we found some interesting things about ad attention and about what I guess we'd call conversion.
Right. So we started out with a sample of over 3,000, over 3,200 people, 14 to 54 nationwide, and thinking about this in terms of media demos more than just the entire population. So across that 14 to 54 sample, you've got all the millennials, and you've got portions of Gen Z at the bottom and Gen X at the top. And as you said, Mike, we're in Q1, early Q1 2024, and we looked at 21 separate ad channels, and sadly, this will be the one place where DSP shows up used as we might think of it in the media space as digital streaming provider, shorthand for Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and like that. So DSPs there, the purple column, are how often do you pay attention to things advertised through these channels? At the top of the scale is YouTube, 39%. It is the gorilla here. Google, text messaging, connected TV, OTT, DSPs, as I mentioned, smartphone apps, Facebook, TikTok, Amazon at 33%, kind of they're in the top half, but no better than top half. And then at the bottom, you've got Threads if they ever actually added ads, podcasts, X or Twitter, telemarketing, Snapchat, etc. But that's the top of the funnel. It's not.
You have to get people's attention. And
Right.
then, of course, as you move people lower into the funnel to action, we're concerned forever and a day. Adam's concerned about optimizing for conversions. And this next slide, Lee, really is the key to how we prioritize action.
Now, keep in mind, first of all, that the colors didn't move with the different platforms. Sadly, when we tried that, it became very complicated. So top of the scale here is Amazon. Bottom of the scale is text messaging. Now, the numerator here is the percentages who actually say that they've purchased either a good or service as a result of something that they've seen advertised in these different channels. And maybe not, and we've set an index at 100. That would be normal, would be typical. And not surprisingly, at the bottom of the scale is text messaging. It's hard to commit to a purchase right off of that. Connected TV, not so good. Telemarketing, not good. YouTube, great attention, but not good at converting to purchase. And at the top of the scale, at a 171, and anytime you're looking at an index, a number like 171 certainly got our attention. It's like, oh my God, of course, it's Amazon. You
Almost
can buy
twice
it
as
right-
effective as average is what we're basically saying. About 70% more effective than average.
Absolutely. Just monstrous.
And of course, websites, emails, other things that aren't necessarily the huge drivers of attention, not like YouTube. But Adam, this is the space that you play in, right? The website, mobile apps, mobile online inventory, connected TVs, audio, as we talked about. But today we're going to focus on the behemoth converter, Amazon. And there are three kind of use cases that New Voodoo clients, kind of buckets that New Voodoo clients fall into. We've got those who are selling directly to consumers, and they're doing it through their Amazon store. We have other clients that don't necessarily have a presence on an Amazon store, or they depend more on e-commerce, direct to consumer from their website. We call this D2C advertising. And there's a third bucket, and this is probably the one that's least intuitive. And Adam's going to help us go through and understand each of these, but brand advertisers, or those with higher end products to sell or services, where you don't necessarily click a purchase on an Amazon store or go to a website to buy something that gets shipped to you via UPS, but still omni-channel sellers, brand advertisers, service providers can benefit from not only having a presence on Amazon, but using Amazon targeting to get at that wider universe of inventory that Adam talked about at the beginning of today's cast. So Adam, the foundational kind of data point for Amazon ads is something called an ASIN code. You can explain that a little bit.
You bet. So an ASIN is Amazon's unique product ID for, equivalent to an SKU. If you've worked in more of an industrial or product related role, it's just their alphanumeric unique key for an individual product.
Got it. And so basically every product, it's not every advertiser, it's every product or every store owner. No, it's every individual product has its own ASIN.
Correct.
And so as an advertiser using I guess we should be specific here. When you're taking advantage of Amazon targeting, you're actually using a DSP or demand side platform that accesses Amazon's data, correct?
Yeah, Amazon did, obviously they're very smart people, and are the de facto shopping platform for the internet. And they have the holy grail of what people are looking for today, which is retail data. They have a critical mass of how people shop, and the root of that is the ASIN, right? So they use that data and make it targetable now for us advertisers. The tech behind it to get impressions to screen, I don't want to say is a commodity, but that isn't rocket science. The third-party data integrations, your ComScores and your Nielsen's and your Oracles
This is
of
external targeting that you can rent
Those
access to, essentially.
Exactly. They are more than happy to sell more data. For every time those are used, they make money. What's incredibly difficult to amass is first-party retail data, meaning insights on consumers. And Amazon has that to a scale no one else in the world has now.
So in the example here, it's really granular. It's not just about advertising the business. This is, how do you pronounce these guys? Is it Lake?
Yeah, Leak.
L-E-I-K-C-K. Leak.
Yep.
And clearly they're in the home furnishings, but this is very specifically high top seating or bar stool type seating.
Yeah,
And they would
correct.
literally be able to go in and look at people that might be buying other things that are related to home rec rooms or the kitchen stuff, I guess.
Yeah, if you're sending, there's multiple layers of data that one could use to target someone that's interested in this product. One could be their household income, their gender, or have they sent signals of moving recently? So those are kind of some of your off-the-shelf uh, data points that you can get from some of the providers we've talked about. But yeah, are they sending signals of buying kitchen remodel
Yep.
things, countertops, cabinets,
Tables,
those sorts of things, exact
bars.
tables, right?
Yep.
Have they purchased stools in the past? You know, the scenarios are robust. So, but yeah, however you want to, however a consumer would send those signals through purchases. Have they purchased competitive brands? Maybe a brand that is known for lower quality, or on the opposite side of things, are they looking at furniture that could be, out of most consumers' price range, and this is a more affordable option, right? There's multiple scenarios where somebody's either purchased or has visited an Amazon store where you'd want to present your products as an option.
Targeting advertising budgets are all about efficiently spending on targeting efficiency. And this is the kind of granular data that really will help deliver results so you're not wasting impressions on people that just aren't in the market for this stuff. So on this example, Adam, what we're looking at is a Amazon store owner. Can they only take advantage of ASIN code level data, in order to place their ads, on other Amazon storefronts that are competitive, or can they also use this stuff off Amazon?
And that's a great question, Mike. Yes, you can present this type of Amazon ad on Amazon or off Amazon using the full set of targeting capabilities within Amazon DSP.
And the ads kind of look like Amazon ads, right? They've got the star ratings and the pricing and whatever reviews, I guess, and other things that are unique to the Amazon ecosystem. But this all displays on other websites that might be in the category or to people who've demonstrated to be in the market for this type of product.
Yeah, absolutely. These are highly, highly effective ads. There isn't a shopper on the internet that isn't familiar with this look and feel. A big advantage is you're kind of transferring that confidence in Amazon, in conjunction with your brand and your product. People will know it's a transaction they know and trust. They know it's going to show up in an Amazon van or a third party provider. So much of that trust is already there in Amazon that it really becomes much more transactional
Yep.
and product driven.
There are a lot of Amazon ecosystem ads that are unique to Amazon. Why don't you just go over some of the higher level ones here that are on the screen?
Yeah, this is a great illustration from working from left to right on our screen. You can have your sponsored products. So if you kind of look closely at your search results or your kind of category page, a lot of those initial results are sponsored ads. So
Yep.
again, your Amazon is monetizing that visual real estate with those sponsored products in the front from the left. You have your sponsored brand in the middle, kind of going to your Amazon store if you want to participate in that. And then,
So these would promote the advertiser's store. The ones on the far left would promote the specific products. Yep.
correct.
Got it.
Yeah. And then your sponsored display on the right, which is alternate products on a specific product page as well.
And these are basically IAB standard type ads, this last bucket, I believe, or are these unique to Amazon?
It's either or.
Okay,
So it's
got it.
so that one, so the one on the right, the sponsored display, that unit is, whoever kind of wins that bid in the
Yep.
moment. So that's what makes it, powerful.
All right, so D2C advertisers, I think one of the myths here is that, okay, maybe you don't have an Amazon store. You can still show up granularly based on ASIN code within the Amazon ecosystem without necessarily having a product from a store to sell.
Yeah, absolutely. You can load up your one of the targeting methods, as you mentioned, is ASINs. You can load up up to 5,000 ASINs into that targeting group. So if you have a close competitor, there's an 800-pound gorilla, there's just standard competitors, you can show directly against those products or folks that have looked at or purchased those products in the past and present your D2C brand to raise that awareness.
So this
Right.
is not a new Voodoo client. We should emphasize that. So we don't know this for sure, but this particular advertiser could have done the work you just talked about, literally identified 5,000 top Amazon products that would benefit from their batteries, just as an example.
Yeah, absolutely. There's many scenarios where you'd want to present this product, or, RC car enthusiast, and on and on.
Or
So
they can advertise on the Everready store.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Is there any protection for brands that I know that I don't think there is, because when I shop for a product on Amazon, before I even get to the review section, I am assaulted by competing offers. And so, but advertisers, can they pay a price to block competitors? You may not know the
No,
answer.
no.
Nope.
Yeah, this is Amazon's owned and operated, so they have full control. So, that's Amazon between, Store Direct and Amazon is a conflict that's been going on for some time. So you cannot participate, or you can with a bunch of asterisks.
It's a neutral platform for those of us who come from media, which is a very competitive space, and it has been over the years. We used to fight over concerts and whether or not we were the presenting radio station, for example. But here in this case, it would be what we call a neutral show. All right, and then there's the third use case, and this is for, if you're selling cruises, cars, you're selling home repair services, you're doing something that doesn't require a click and a purchase, at least not directly. It's a longer sales cycle. You can also take advantage of the Amazon ecosystem through the Amazon DSP, and it's important to mention you can do all the other traditional sorts of digital advertising tactics as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If there are people buying items that kind of fit the profile of your customer, that is a way to target them, right? Have they purchased new suitcases? You can bring that cruise to light, or things like that, snorkels, whatever kind of fits that cruise passenger. We're seeing Corvette. Do they buy Corvette t-shirts and Corvette
Yep.
socks and Corvette mats and things like that? So whatever, that product that would send that signal that they're in your market for your service, or your non-physical product, and that's on top of, again, your demographic, your geographic, your income, your contextual, and on and on.
Yep. And you can even mix and match third-party targets, as we've discussed. There's credit bureau targeting. You can find high-income households, people, with a tendency to spend heavily on credit cards, and you can cross-sect that with ASIN codes that are specific to your category or product and have a really granular on and off Amazon ad strategy.
Yes, and you can deploy those combinations simultaneously, not to get too wonky on the
Yep.
media buying end of things, but
And we're seeing that on the screen now, an example of that.
yeah, you can create multiple buckets of budget and targeting combinations, and
Yep.
we will evaluate and move towards the one that's most effective for you. So yeah, what we're seeing is, kind of a cohesive uh, campaign across a number of formats and options that Amazon presents.
Yeah, you're not having to switch back and forth across different trading platforms to execute a strategy. It's one screen with one centralized set of targeting. It's placement off Amazon and on Amazon, ASIN code based or higher. You can do categorical. You can do third party targeting. You can do native ads. And of course, Amazon has a growing universe of intellectual property, and they have really unlocked some video inventory this year by making the Prime tier not necessarily commercial free anymore. And of course, they have Freevee, which is the former IMDb TV, and a gaming platform called Twitch. Maybe you could talk to us a little bit about how Amazon is incorporating this intellectual property into the overall mix of opportunities for advertisers on the Amazon DSP.
Yeah, Amazon Prime Video and their other, video platforms are just a fantastic way to reach your target market with impactful video ads. They are following, they're keeping up with market with your Paramounts, your Maxes, your Disneys by monetizing. Netflix now has ads.
Yep.
So really, it's really, where the market is moving in terms of your streaming platform, having your highest tier being no ads or very, very limited ads, and then having lower cost tiers that are ad supported. So having you video ads with the combination of all the data and retail data that we've talked about is really exciting and really powerful.
And they're doing amazing advertising integrations on Twitch too, the gaming platform.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazon made some quite strategic moves some time ago. Twitch streaming being one of them. That is, really, really skews younger, but that's a highly desirable market. You see your Coke ads, your brands that traditionally target younger people. It's robust for devices, computer equipment, all of that. The top gamers and top streamers are generally on Twitch if they're not like courted by other platforms. But Twitch is just a fantastic opportunity to get ads out there.
So we talked about Amazon granular data based on ASIN codes. And you talked also about some of the more traditional demand side platform targeting integrations and placements that are available off Amazon. But I think this tier of 16 targets is pretty unique here. You've got I think the way you described it to me when we prepared for this interview is this first bucket of 8 probably is where you spend most of your time when organizing campaigns, but there is a really granular layer, which we're going to show next. But let's start here.
Yes, we've been talking about loading up, targeting buckets with ASINs. That's that top left that says product. We've been talking about brands. That's that top right as well. So who have engaged with certain brands, and then the Amazon store, second down from the left. Again, that's all, you cannot find this anywhere but Amazon. So this is really, really good stuff. And then depending on your industry or market, these other options are quite enticing.
Yep. Packaged goods for Whole Foods, video advertisers, in-game advertisers, book buyers. It goes on and on. But then we get really granular on this next slide. And I think maybe just we're not going to spend too much time on this, but just to give you an idea of the targeting granularity. You told me something really interesting about what this streaming TV campaign bucket is capable of accomplishing.
Yeah, the streaming TV campaigns and its kind of companion with audio and display, they all generally work the same way. So you've targeted, you've exposed, you are targeting users in market that were exposed to your ads through any one of those 4 mediums.
Yep.
And then you can follow up with either the same campaign, follow-up messaging, sequential messaging.
Yep.
So you have that kind of known quantity of they were exposed to ads. Now, what do you want to try to get them to do?
Yep. So that's top and mid to bottom of the funnel. You make the brand or product relevant with the video ad at good frequency on their intellectual property. And I would imagine too, you can also, while you're using this targeting for streaming campaigns, you could also deploy connected TV campaigns on other properties besides Amazon as well. I'm just not sure you do it with this targeting.
Um, I think the CTV is really limited to Amazon.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you want to message with a video format, that's when you're going
Yep.
with your, pre-roll, mid-roll, post-roll,
Yep.
more out in the open market. So,
But you have to
uh,
had seen the
cor-
commercial before you're
yes.
then presented the product in one scenario.
Correct. So that's
Yep.
incredibly powerful to see in one ecosystem. And then if somebody's watching sports clips, news
Yep.
clips, just whatever short form content on ad supported websites, then you can, follow up with that same campaign or a follow up message via video, display, or audio.
And though the
Really
sunsetting of
about the
cookies is once again delayed by Google, this is the kind of retargeting that's going to be the norm in a few years. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
let's show an example now of we kind of touched on this a little bit, but these are just a couple of 4 examples before we wrap up here. This is an advertiser that where you're using a combination of tools to target here, right? You're using ASINs, but then you're also using other layers that are available that are more traditional to demand side platforms.
Yeah, this is ASINs plus contextual advertising around home remodeling.
Yep.
So now you have people that are looking at things that are in your product set, and then you're also, raising that relevance through the content that they're looking at in the moment as well. So really presenting them with options that are top of mind.
So the blog article on Investopedia might be the advertiser's brand product might have been led there based on keywords that are associated with the content of the blog article.
Yeah.
And you're coupling that with ASIN codes to basically show people who are likely actively shopping for something like this cabinet set, who are also consuming content related to it in real time. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
And this is just an example of being able to extend to other Amazon properties. I think before we communicated about this project, I didn't even know that Amazon owned IMDb.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. They have a number of owned and operated that you can easily access through this platform.
And we talked about this earlier. This is about extending your campaign into the Amazon ecosystem as well. So how does let's touch this OTT concept one last time, because there's a lot to learn about OTT, and by OTT we mean over the top, a fancy way of saying connected TVs or TVs with set-top boxes that give you access to essentially cord-cutted TV stations, right? That run paid ads, or TV streaming brands that run paid ads. But there's a lot you can do with video purchases, whether it's on or off in Amazon intellectual property.
Yeah, it's, a lot of people extend their viewing habits across multiple devices. That's what's so great about kind of signing in, and you can pick up a show, a series, a movie from one place to another. So, having that central targeting of that core user and being able to message them with video or display in that kind of video consumption context is just really powerful, and kind of you can create that cohesive ever-present ad campaign from one place. And it has multiple uses, as we've been talking about, in terms of upper, mid, and lower funnel.
And let's not forget, thank you, Amazon Alexa, the audio capabilities of the Amazon ecosystem are fairly robust.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazon has their own audio ecosystem. So um, whether it be podcasts, whether it be music, right? They were smart to get into hardware a long time ago, initially with your Kindle readers, and now with pretty much your standard set of home audio and video devices as well. So those are, especially the audio devices are just yet another audio, uh, delivery device to get audio ads out.
Likely the subject of a whole nother video. That's a rabbit hole we could go down. So there's three use cases for Amazon. There's those with the Amazon store who are able to distribute Amazon-like ads that have that look and feel of Amazon, with user reviews and star ratings on and off Amazon. Brand advertisers and D2C advertisers that want to reach on and off Amazon. And then OTT advertising simplifies all of that because you're able to then connect video brand advertising with more transactional advertising, giving you the chance to unify a complete funnel strategy using one demand side platform without limiting yourself to one walled garden. You can go anywhere with the Amazon DSP. And Adam, how long have we been working together now? It's been what, 12 years? It's been a long time.
Yeah, for quite some time, 10 to 12 years.
Yep. We found Adam in the Midwest. He was working for another company, and I certainly recognized him as one of the smartest guys in the room. And we've enjoyed a very close relationship where he's become our head programmatic media trader. And you've got a team under you. It's not like you're doing all the work. You do a lot of the work.
Yeah, correct. We have a team of buyers and account people, and my job is to keep the team running smoothly.
And Adam, partner, is actually the architect of Clear Channel Outdoors digital ad strategy. And we're lucky enough to have not only access to very competent and capable out-of-home media buying, which can be neatly tied into what we've been talking about today, because there's a lot of brands that have brick and mortar and online strategies, and we can help tie those together. But Adam, your wife Andrea is also not only does she know how to do it, but she's an expert in the space. She built the space.
Yeah, absolutely. She knows media buying and programmatic, and digital out of home is just another screen to her. So she's a big force on how we do things.
And because Adam is joined at the hip with New Voodoo, he's available for high-level consultation about strategy. We invite him to when we have New Voodoo research clients, because a lot of our clients will start with research and then want advice about the practical application of what to do with the research findings. And Adam, you regularly join high-level consult calls with us as our expert in programmatic media trading.
Yeah, just one of the team.
So we'll talk to you again about some new and exciting emerging ad tech. Adam is the one who keeps us up to speed with the latest. And if you're interested in learning more about how New Voodoo and Adam can combine resources to build an effective Amazon DSP-based ad strategy for you, feel free to reach us at tellmemore@newvoodoo.com.
New Voodoo builds digital products and conducts research and marketing campaigns for clients.
It's easy to get in touch. Drop us a line at tellmemore@newvoodoo.com.